Wow, good afternoon. George Cavaligos for HFT bonds. Tough day for a technical trader. The news-driven trade on the silly jobless claims number, and then on the bond auction. Didn't see many good setups there. The one good trade I put on late in the day, double top in the 10-year. After the auction, the bonds actually made a slightly higher high. 10-year didn't. It matched the earlier high and then sold off a little bit from there. Covered a bit early, obviously, but that's all right. Now what? It doesn't look like the old buy the bond auction trade and sell it 24 hours later trade is going to work here. If you bought the bonds around, 130.04, we got a lot of ground to make up now. We're down near the lows with, another hour and a half until the Globex close. I don't see anybody coming in to buy this thing right now for any good reason. I think we're under some long liquidation pressure. Profits are being taken on the auctions that we saw yesterday and the day before. The guys that put on the hedges for the bond auction are probably fairly comfortable and looking to feed out their longs of the cash on any upticks and cover their shorts and the hedges on any downticks. So kind of a range trade, I think, but I'm going to be somewhat cautious here because of the weakish closes that we're seeing here. We thought we'd see some follow-through bullishly here, but we're not getting it. The markets are still in some kind of trouble. The claims number, I don't even know what the real number was. Was the seasonally adjusted number the only one that was messed up, or was the non-seasonally adjusted one messed up too? I guess we'll find out next week when all this stuff gets straightened out. But meanwhile, we have to deal with what's in front of us here, and we're looking at what looks like a hammer close in the 10-year and the 5-year. Bonds are still closing positive, and 10-years actually closed a little bit positive, but not by much and not enough. And now we've got the big selling tails above the market here. I think my favorite trade overnight is going to want to be to try and sell a rally back up towards that late afternoon bounce. What was it, around 130 even in the bonds, and around 123.20 in the 10-year, and look for some more backing and filling at least into early tomorrow morning. Got retail sales tomorrow morning, the Michigan survey, and a pretty big Fed buyback tomorrow too. So I think if you put on a short some point tonight on a bounce, look to cover early tomorrow morning before we get the data and before we see the bid into the buyback trade. So that's about it. As a bull, I'm a little bit unhappy with today's close. That means I may want to be looking to shift that bullish stance. It wasn't much of a rally, really. The bonds rallied from 128.12 up to 130.12. Bonds rallied 2 points off the low, and the 10-year went from 122.07 to 123.26, a point and a half, point and 3/4. That, my friend, is not a bull market, that's for sure. We'll see. Some more backing and filling lower. That's the prognosis from this desk in Oak Park. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow morning.